So again, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you carved out a half an hour of your time to be with us today with Make Every Movement Count. Jen and I are really looking forward to talking to you about what I think is a super revolutionary, unique way to approach fitness, to approach health. And Jen's story is just speaks to this so well. So anyway, Jennifer and I are business partners in this, and we're going to present to you what makes Make Every Movement Count unique for you and for the world. So first, I have a few questions for you. Do you want to be able to move with more ease? Do you want to feel healthy and mobile? Do you want to improve your health, fitness, and your physique? Have you tried lots of things to help you get to your health goals? Does pain keep you from doing the things you want to do? Do you want to get to that next level of fitness but seem to be plateaued? Are you tired of the bulk shred bodybuilding cycle? And does it sometimes feel like your body is fighting against you? Jen and I can both totally relate to how this feels. So I want to let you know that this is not a typical fitness program, Jen. Jen has created this program and it is not typical.
No, it is not. It's completely, yeah, sometimes it goes against the grain, but it's really good.
And it's definitely not a diet.
Absolutely not.
It is actually a lifestyle. So Jen, will you tell us just a little bit about MEMC and your vision?
Yes, sure. So the concept of Make Every Movement Count came up because of the things my body has been through. Not only that, I have always been really active. And so in my transformation journey and my trying to reach my health and fitness goals, Make Every Movement Count always came to my mind as I was going through a lot of different procedures and a different workout programs that I was doing. And I just wanted to make sure that making every movement that I was doing count for something, whether it be in health, in my nutrition, whether it be what I was doing with my family or in business. And so I just wanted to make sure that everything I was doing was counting for something, because I knew that there was something um, on this earth that I needed to do to make a difference. And I'm not saying that this is just the only thing, but there's so many more things that every one of us can do in our lives to make a difference and to make all those movements count. So Make Every Movement Count is a fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle program. And I wanted to incorporate exercise, nutrition, and the coaching aspect of it, because I think in coaching, not only in health coaching, but life coaching, it is so important. That's a great asset and tool that we have that can really help those out there who are in a different mindset, or if they may be going through things in their life that they need help with. I think coaching is a very important fundamental of that. And really just making sure that you're making everyday movements count to improve your life overall. And so in the whole Make Every Movement Count concept, I also devised a move program, and it is a progressive program. And the reason I call it a progressive program is because you can start off where you are at. And I have that program based on, whether it be the mobility, just getting up and getting going after, a surgery, or after just wanting to get up and get moving. And then it just progresses with you throughout that into if you're ready to get up on stage, but you want to cut more, you want to shred, you want to be able to define yourself. So it is a progressive program in that sense. And it's just about overall transforming not just your physical, but also your just the mentality piece, just transforming your personal life, just transforming your personal being. So it's about the overall life change. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's why we're calling it a movement lifestyle, because it really is. It's about your life. And I know that personally for me, I have really started thinking to myself as I'm going about what I'm doing in my day, being more intentional and making every movement count. Just having that go through my mind. If that's the nugget that you take away from this webinar today, to make every movement count, that right there is going to change many, many, many things in your life. I notice that when I'm walking with more intention and paying attention to how I'm doing it. So write that down, make every movement count, because it is a powerful thing to say in your mind and then translate that into what you're doing in your body. So we already talked a little bit about who Jen and I are. Uh, so Jen has a very cool bio, and she truly has been on every side of this entire spectrum. So Jen, will you just go into a little
Mhm.
more detail about that?
Oh, absolutely. So as I've stated prior, I have been in health and fitness and an athlete for, pretty much my entire life. And I was one of those that went into the gym. I was a manager and a trainer at a gym when I was 19 years old and when I was going to college. And so I was around and did myself the heavy lifting, the heavy bear loading, just um, kind of the style of powerlifting, just trying to stack on as much weight as I could. And it was really beating my body up even at 19. And so, but that's just what I was used to. That was the mentality. That was what we just did back then. And so I have went from that and then into, you know, just being health aware and health conscious and watching what I eat and backing away a little bit because I was having a family and starting a family. But through starting a family, my health really started declining. I started having a lot of issues with, you know, having kids and on and on. And so that really started having my decline in my health. And so um, I've had, after I had my kids and stuff, I've had at that point, um, a little bit over 11 surgeries, around 11 surgeries. And so that has been from, carpal tunnel surgery where I can hardly use my hands, my forearms, and clenching my hands, making a fist, and then also to major back surgery. And so my mobility in so many different aspects has been limited in so many different ways. And so I really went from being an athlete and working out hardcore to hardly any, back to working out to hardly any. So it's just been a yo-yo, a constant yo-yo. So throughout that, though, one of the main things that has really made me rethink a lot of things, not only in health and fitness, but just in my life in general, is, I know we've all had losses in our lives, losses of loved ones, and things that have happened in our life that really shake us to our core and want us to rethink about what are we here to do and what are our goals and how are we feeling. And my dad passed away of cancer, and that really shook me. And then I've had several other family members who have passed away of cancer and diabetes and a lot of different related health issues. And so it made me think, okay, I want to be healthy and I want to do these things and I want to get my body healthy because I was rapidly declining. And what can I do differently that I wasn't doing before or that's not out there? And so that really started the ball rolling and got me thinking about things I could do. And so when I had major back surgery, I could only move a little bit. So I would take a band and start just doing small little movements with my bands in the bed. Or I would have a little shaker weight once I started getting going, and I would just move that shaker weight just a little bit, even if it was for like 5 shakes, and then I was done for the day. So I've really worked on taking little tiny movements and taking one step forward every single day. And then that's really when the whole concept of make every movement count came to mind, because I was literally taking one step every single day, trying to think about taking that one step a little bit further that next day, one step a little bit further that next day. And then I thought, okay, how can I do this not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, and just bring all that along and just wrapping all this into one. And so I've really been trying to live by and work by this make every movement count concept since then. And every time I have an idea, I jot it down, I write it down. I've really been trying to put this whole program together for years now. And so I'm very excited to be able to partner with Christina and present this to the masses, because it is literally going from hardly moving at all, clear on up, to being able to try and compete on stage in a fitness competition or whatever your goal is. It doesn't have to be my goal, but that's really from this to this that my journey has been. So that's the program that I've devised, but there's so many different pieces that fit into that at the same time. So that's really where it's all coming from. And I am going to put this out there because not a lot of people know. So um, it is on my bio, but not only do I have an autoimmune disorder, I also have a tumor in my spinal cord. And you guys will probably know that that's nothing to be messing with. So there's only 5 people so far in this whole world that know that. But now hopefully everybody can know that, because you shouldn't let things stop you. Things are going to hinder you, but it shouldn't stop you. And so if you have this and if you have this, you can go in the path that you want to go until you just can't go anymore. And that's the whole reason behind make every movement count, because I want every day to count for something. So sorry, Christina, sorry, you guys, but I'm just being brutally honest, and I'm putting myself out there because there's so many other people in this world that are just like me, and I am just like them. And we need to share our story. We need to share our journeys, and we need to be honest, not only with ourselves, but with each other, because we need that support. We need to utilize each other as support and work together, because so many people have been in our shoes. So thank you for letting me put that out there, but that's what this is all about right there. So go ahead, Christina.
Jen, thank you so much. That was really beautiful. And that was what inspired me to work with Jen, was that she has seen the entire gamut here, the entire gamut, and continues to work with issues that are challenging for her with her health, and she works through it. And it's very, very inspiring. So
Thank you.
I am an entrepreneur and a life and business mentor, mother and an adventurer and a learner. And I've known Jen for quite a while, and this just inspired me so much. So I asked her if she wanted to partner up on this. And I'm a wannabe athlete. I've always wanted to be athletic, but I never have. And in the last 5 weeks since I've started doing Jen's program, I have noticed changes in my body, and I've even gotten some compliments on just a little bit more muscle definition, and I feel stronger. And I'm a little bit of a rebel, so really, really strict programs have never really worked for me. As far as I may have gotten some results, but it wasn't sustainable. And this is a sustainable program. And I understand the head game, the head game of wondering if you can do it, the head game of the self um I'm just going to say it, sometimes the self-loathing that comes when we don't meet our own expectations of what we think that we should be and think that we should be doing. So I have been coaching for the last 25 years in different capacities, and I am here to help you achieve your goals in this revolutionary program, and so that we can all experience more true whole living. So this is our combination of our expertise, bringing it out to the world to make a difference in every facet of your life. So you might be wondering, if you haven't figured out already, the MEMC, Make Every Movement Count, is different from the other health and fitness programs out there in its approach. And like we said before, this is not a get thin quick, build muscle quick, lose fat quick program. This is a lifestyle. And that right there makes it a little different, because Jen looks fantastic all year round. Like we said, this isn't a bulk and shred cycle. This is making every movement count and accomplishing your health goals. One of the other things that makes Make Every Movement Count really unique is the way that the structure that it's set up. So you can see here on the left side of the screen, MOVE. So this is the foundation of everything that we do in Make Every Movement Count. And it stands for mobility, optimize, volume, and endurance. And we have 4 different programs, one for mobility, one for optimize, volume, and endurance. And then within that program, you will see within that, there are the 4 structures within that. So the first 2 weeks are spent on mobility. Then that is optimized. Then we start working on volume, which is adding muscle, and then endurance, which is making that muscle work for you in your daily life for the long haul. And so within each program, you have these 4 elements. So it is designed to work through consistent repetition over a period of time. And all the workouts are built upon this. Jen, do you have anything you'd like to add to this explanation?
Yeah, I think we're going to touch on it here in a few, but yeah, it's the structure to be able to go through these 4 different phases in each one of these structures. And the important piece of that is to make sure that you're starting basically, even if you're in the V category as volume, which is building that muscle and starting to gain that endurance. What it's taking is everything that the content that you've used in the M and the O, and really just carrying that on when it comes to really learning how to utilize your body and mobilize your body in that exercise in the best way possible. And that comes with the tempo and the rhythm and everything. So really is retraining your body in a sense to make sure that you're just taking each one of those pieces and just advancing every time you move into a new structure. So that's really what it's all about. And so that's that progressive part of it, in being able to just keep advancing and moving yourself forward. And so you can um, have this program work for you in an 8-week period if you're following everything and you're being very regimented and consistent. So it's very effective. My son, I put him through this program as a male, and in an 8-week time period, because he was going to compete before COVID, but he went from 16.9 body fat to 7.9, and I actually have it all documented. And it was through a machine that did it, and it patterned his every week. And then, so not only did he lose all that body fat in that 8 weeks, he actually gained, I think it was close to 8 pounds of lean muscle mass, which if you know fitness and know all of that, and you have that's sometimes what they say is almost impossible. So it can happen, and with the structure, it did happen, and it's happened with me too. So you can, we can play around with it, but it actually, that's the great piece of it.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And yeah, this is truly unique, and what is the secret sauce is the
Yep.
secret sauce of make every movement count. We also love our backronyms, so we use the love V backronym a lot, and this stands
Mhm.
for listen, understand, and validate. And I think that this is something that a lot of times we don't do when we're set into a program that's about like a lose fat fast or a gain muscle
Mhm.
quick program, is we're not actually listening to ourselves and our body,
Correct.
or understanding what are our needs emotionally, physically, and personally. And sometimes our talk is not validating. We mess
Mhm.
up. We get angry at ourselves, and we say things to ourselves that we probably would not say to anyone else, instead of validating yourself and knowing that you're worth the
Yeah.
time that you're taking out for yourself. I think um, a lot of times, especially as parents and caregivers, we don't take that time.
No. Mm-mm. Yeah, and that was actually a big thing. I have taken care of my mom who had a stroke also, and my dad before he passed away. And that was one of the things I was putting my everything that I needed on the back burner because I had all these people in front of me that needed my help all the time, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but my body was breaking down and I was not as healthy as I could be, and so, in putting yourself first and loving yourself, that is when things will start happening, most definitely.
For
Yeah.
sure. So, my friends, the first key to this was making every movement count. This is another great takeaway for you: to listen, understand, validate, to love, LUV, yourself,
Mhm.
to love your movement, to love your body. It's a game changer.
Absolutely. Yeah, because whatever aspect that you also put that in, and it doesn't just have to be in health and fitness, it can work for you because you have to listen to yourself, understand yourself, and validate that where you're at is okay because you know where you're going. And that is the crucial piece. You know that you're here, but that's okay. I love myself anyway, because guess what I'm doing? I'm making a change and I know where I'm going to be. And that is just fine. And that's the listen, understand, and validate piece of it. That's the love.
This love.
Yeah.
So, there is a plan for you within the Make Every Movement Count, because it is based on starting wherever you are. And I just want you to read this screen and think about how this works in your life. How is this showing up? Are you afraid of how you think others perceive you should be? Are you comfortable with you? You know that it's okay to be you? And in Make Every Movement Count, we teach you to be more aware so that you can make the changes that will move you towards your goal. This is the coaching aspect. There's the workout aspect, and then there's the coaching and the lifestyle aspect. The last acronym we're going to talk about is MODEL, which stands for Modify Our Daily Lives. Modify
Hmm.
our daily lives. And we do this through health, nutrition, and coaching. And if you have a challenge that's blocking your path to self improvement and discovery, then find ways to overcome it. And we help you with that through the coaching and through the mindset changes. Be a solution maker. And here's another question to ask yourself: what can you do to be a model?
Yeah. And this piece was really important to me also in working the the path that I was going, because I couldn't push through the way I used to push through, either mentally or physically. And I couldn't go and lift heavy at the gym like I used to. So I had to understand that modifying my daily life, and I tell you what, as you guys probably know, I'm sure you've been through different things in your life. It's like that's not an easy part of it. And so when I had to be okay and know that I was okay with modifying my daily life, that's when the game changed. That's when I changed. And that's when I started making a difference with my own body and my own mind. And that's when I started reaching my goals, was that piece right there.
So I'm hoping that by learning some of these acronyms and tips, that these are things that you can work into your daily life and ask yourself, what can you do to be a model? How can you love yourself, your body, your life, and your movement? So I want you to just take a minute and we're going to talk about the different structures that are in the move. So, and I want you to just identify where you would be. And I'm going to talk about M and O, and then Jen's going to talk about V and E. So the M and O structures would be M for mobility. So this would be just starting out, or perhaps you're recovering from an injury or illness. Maybe you're carrying around some extra weight that's getting in the way of daily movement. Mobility structure is about moving and learning to move your body in a new and different way. And this would have been what Jen started doing when she was recovering from her surgeries. Just the daily movements to get you and your body into a space where it is more comfortable with movement, where you're moving with more power and more grace. The O is for people, and this is actually the structure that I'm in. The O is for people who are familiar with exercise and want to optimize their movements. They want to be healthier and stronger and have more power to move through. Their optimizing and efficiency in their movements and as they move through their life.
Yeah, and then the V is really for those who are comfortable with working out and moving, and have been, into fitness for a while and are familiar with the territory either at the gym or at home and with the weights. And so that one is the muscle building. So building muscle, building volume, but utilizing these different mobility movements to be able to do that effectively and efficiently for your body. And then, so that's just about increasing into a heavier weight, but maintaining that good tempo and the form. So that's what the V is about, is in that category. So you may be in that realm, in that structure there, or if the E is for endurance. And so endurance is those who maybe want to get more of a definition, structure to your body, and then, or just be like more conditioned, overall conditioned. And that's really using a lot of your core movements, a lot of full body movement, and just working through those exercises at a higher intensity. And when I say higher intensity, I don't mean rushing and hurrying and just being faster. It's about just intensity and just making sure you're keeping that form and you're keeping the tempo and you're keeping that, and it's with a less of a rest time in between those blocks that I have. So that's what the V and the E are.
And it's important to know that while this is a progressive program, you might be in one of these for a while,
Mhm.
depending on what your goals are and where your starting point is. And that's 100% okay, because you're getting so much value as you're moving through that. So I just want to tell you what you will get in the MEMC program. And I also want to be very transparent that while Jen has definitely have success stories with using this exact program, this is the first time that it's been structured out into an online program for the masses. And so because of that, there are still a couple of little glitches here and there that we're working through. And we wanted to offer this first group of people that go through some really sweet deals, simply because there might be a glitch here and there, and because we want your feedback. Your feedback is really important and will help us create this program to an even higher level to help more people. So in the program, you get the 8-week daily program that's right for you. So that would be the M, the O, the V, or the E. And this comes with home and gym workouts. So no matter which one you get, you actually are getting 2 programs, one for the home and one for the gym. You get to be part of the private Facebook group, which is where Jen and I will be answering questions, where you can get support and have some accountability partners. And so we're hoping to build that into a really beautiful community about the movement lifestyle. You get weekly group coaching calls that are all recorded, so you can listen to the replays if you can't make them. And you get a discounted price on future programs. So for example, if you started out in the O program and you've gotten a lot of benefit from that, and you decide that you want to move towards having a more fitness type physique that you would gain through muscle gain in the volume and endurance, you will receive a discount as you move through those programs. And for this first group, just to sweeten it, so we're calling this the Elite Movers group, the first 5 people who sign up will also get 4 30-minute personal coaching calls, 2 with Jen and 2 with me. And this is, I want to be really clear, this is the only time that this will be offered. Jen and I are not doing personal coaching for the basic program. That's an additional service that we're offering. But for this Elite Movers group, if you're one of the first 5, you will get those personal coaching programs and you get a sweet discount. So I want to just show you the website. So if you go to makeeverymovementcount.com, and if you were to click on enroll now, it would take you to this next page where you can choose which program is right for you. If you're not 100% sure, on the website, there is more information about this, and you can reach out personally to Jen or I if you would like to have more clarity on which program might be right for you. So that sweet deal I was talking about is normally going to be $497. And for this first group, it's $197, and you just use this code MOVE2021 to go through and order that.
Yeah, which is really a great deal because if you really think about the math side of it, which my head's really mathematical, even at the $497, if you hire a personal trainer to go into the gym with you, let's say just 2 days a week, and they're typically like 3 or 4 days a week that they go in with you, they're anywhere, or just around here alone, are anywhere from $60 to $125 an hour. And you're getting, you might get some nutritional guide or something like that. But so right there, even if you say $60, that's $120 a week. Well, times that, for 8 weeks. And then that's what you get. So, and then we're offering a lot more in with that whole package. So if you really kind of think about it and break down those numbers, it's a really great deal.
It is, and the coaching on top of it. And within the program, you've got the exercises, you've got the nutrition plan, you've got all sorts of everything you need to be successful, plus the weekly coaching calls. So that's what we wanted to present to you today. I hope that you took some things away. Love your body, listen, understand, validate. I hope that you know how you can be a model through modifying your daily life. And if nothing else, I want you to walk away and think to yourself, how can I make every movement count? Because that's a game changer, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
We wanted to open it up for questions. If you have any questions, we will open it up. I'm actually going to stop the recording for the